Yo, so I've done a couple Sonic reviews recently, so I think it is time for a Sonic Frontiers review. I think Sonic Frontiers is a pretty solid game, but I feel like this is a situation where this is a game that is going to walk, so then the next game is going to run, or in this case, go really fast. The Sonic Frontiers obviously changed up the entire Sonic formula, going into like a open world-esque, like open zone-esque type formula, like this big giant, open shit. And instead of being like a level based thing, like, you get to explore and all these different things, they definitely are trying a lot of things new. There's a skill tree, all these different things. And I think like it was a good attempt at what they were trying to do. I just don't think they executed it as good as they possibly can, which is why I'm thinking that this game just kind of dipped their feet in and just tried and experimented. And I think the next game, if they continue on with this formula, I think can be super good, because I think they can learn from their mistakes and kind of polish it up and be really, really good for the next one. Like, for example, the skill tree is so tiny. Like, it is so tiny, it kind of feels like it's not even there. Like, they were kind of hyping it up, and they were kind of making it feel like, oh my god, this is like some Sonic RPG, when in reality, it's really just you learn new combos. That's really all the skill tree is. It's not a whole lot to it. And I feel like if they kind of opened it up and really kind of deep dove into it, I feel like they could really make it a lot bigger, better. And I think the next game they will. And I think it could be a lot better. It's just they kind of just put in the concept of a skill tree instead of really putting it in there at all. It just kind of felt like it didn't feel like it was even there in the first place. Like, it was just so tiny. Like, it just was so negligible. Like, it was a cool concept, but I just don't think it was really implemented well at all. Open world, I think, was cool. Like, it was fine. Like, there was stuff in it, and I think the idea of Sonic, like, Sonic should be the best character to put in open world because he's so fast. And one of my biggest gripes with open worlds is that there's just a whole lot of nothing. There's just a whole lot of just running through fields of grass, just seeing nothing, interacting with nothing, and it gets really boring. Man, Sonic should be able to fix all those things because he's so fast, and traveling should just be expeditiously fast all of the time. And I kind of think that's true. I still feel like there's a lot of nothing, or the nothingness is just kind of filled with random platforming. It's not that the platforming is necessarily bad. I actually think it's pretty decent. I just wish that the world was just felt a little bit more alive. Like, I just feel like there could have been more interaction, because I feel like with the platforming you have to actually keep doing it over and over again, like the same platforming sessions over and over again if you want to travel to and from places. Like, if you ever circle back to any type of backtracking, you have to do the same platforming sections over and over and over again. So making platforming how you interact and how you explore the world can get kind of repetitive and not super great, because that's just what you have to do to just traverse. Like, platforming isn't just part of the game, it's like part of the traversal, and I think that's weird. The best part about this game to me has to be the boss fights. The boss fights are super cinematic. You turn supersonic. All those things are fucking hype as fuck. The music goes crazy. Boss fights go hard as shit in this game. They are fucking awesome. I wish, like, the future Sonic games, they better go hard like that. This, like, perfected boss fights totally, like, caught me off guard with how hyped they were. They were super good. Not only that, all the, like, the cyberspace levels, like the actual, the ones where it felt like you were playing an older Sonic game, I thought were really, really good. Those were some of the best parts about this game. Also, those two things definitely carry this game like a good amount. Overall, like I said, I think the formula for this game is good, and I think the next one could do it a lot better. It just kind of feels very bare bones, very empty. It just feels like a shallow attempt at what they're trying to do. It feels very ambitious, but just not well executed. I would give Sonic Frontiers about a 5 out of 10. 5.5, somewhere in that range. It was an okay game. I think it is worth your time. Yeah, I think if you are a diehard Sonic fan, I think you'll like it. But if you're not really, really into Sonic games, if you're not like a big platforming kind of guy, I would pass on it. But I do think this will walk, so then the next one will run. I see the formula, I see the bones of a great game. It just wasn't really executed properly. But if they do kind of go full fledged into it, the next Sonic game is gonna be fucking crazy.